condition. If we will do what we are told to do,
Amen.
when we are told to do it,
Amen.
we will be able to continually and continue to be in this building.
Amen.
If we fail to not follow instruction and be hazardous and reckless, then the alternative is that we're going to either have to go back outside, or a few people are going to have to come and live stream, and we don't want neither one of those situations. So we need everybody
Amen.
to do what you are told to do.
Amen.
Don't tell me about I'm 90 or I'm 80 or I'm 70 and you can't tell me. We can tell you over here because we have the responsibility of keeping everybody safe.
Amen.
And so since we have been charged with that responsibility, then you have an obligation to obey us.
Amen.
We ask you to do something. Amen. So we ask you to do that. Let's continue to do what you're doing such a great job. You are. You're really doing a great job. You have come in here, you've adapted to the seating arrangement, and I want to commend you for that. I want to commend you for that. You are doing what you're supposed to do. Let's do that and we'll all be safe. Amen. We'll all be safe. Wear your mask. Wear your mask. I'm not the President of the United States. I'm not the governor, but I'm your pastor.
Amen.
And I'm telling you, I'm asking you, I'm begging you, wear your mask when you're not at church. Wherever you go, wear that mask. Amen. It might be the difference in you living and dying. Amen. So do that, okay? That's the first thing I want to tell you. Then the next thing I want to tell you is that we're getting ready to have some meetings here, because now that we've successfully been able to come back in the building, it's time for us to step forward and do some things that needs to be done. The first thing we're going to be doing, I'm going to be gathering, and this meeting is going to be for anybody that wants to come. There's a guy by the name of Michael Lane who's going to come over and present to us. We're going to try to get a tithing app to go along on our website, because we've had a lot of people tell us that if we had a tithing app hooked to our website, they have promised us that they would pay their tithes through that means. So what we're going to do, we're going to get Michael Lane, my cousin, who's well versed. He's from the People's Missionary Church. He set it all up to come over and explain. Now, when we set this meeting up, anybody's invited to come.
Amen.
We'd rather for you to come so you can hear it firsthand. Because sometimes when we try to disseminate information, we leave key components out.
Amen.
But if you get it straight from the horse's mouth, then you'll know exactly how it operates. Amen. So this will be an open meeting. Then, sometime in August, we're going to have our first church business meeting. Amen. Sometime in August. Sometime before August is up, we're going to have our first business meeting under my pastorage. Amen. And so we will be setting a time for that. Amen. Because there's some things that are undone and needs to be done, some things that we need to do, and we'll be doing that in August. Amen. Then now let me just say this, and I don't mean no harm, but now I'm a straight shooter, so I just got to shoot straight. Now, when we have business meeting, then I think if you're going to come to the business meeting, you ought to be able to come to church. Showing up for the business meeting, they've been in church since we started. Hello. Hello. We're not going to operate like that. We're not going to operate here. I'm saying it. Look at me. I'm saying it. It can't even come from nobody else. You don't have to worry about calling nobody to see if they said it. I said it. Hello. Right? Because everything has to be done decent and in order, right? If you're too scared to worship, you ought to be too scared to meet. Hello, somebody. Hello. Right? Now some of y'all said amen, but you're going to get on the phone and say, well, hello. So we're going to be meeting in August. Hello, somebody. And when we do have a meeting, now under my tutelage, under my pastor, we have meetings. We're not going to have knockdown and drag out. Not bully sessions and all this other stuff, not under my watch. We have meetings to get things done. Hello, somebody. And so no kind of unnecessary behavior will be tolerated. Hello, somebody. In the meeting that I'm on, and I will be the moderator. Hello, somebody. I will moderate the meeting, and I can guarantee you that if folk get out of order, I'm going to be right there to make sure you get back in your place. Amen? Oh, don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like y'all say y'all want the pastor, right? Did y'all say y'all want the pastor? Y'all say y'all need the leader, right? come to lead, right? I didn't come to be led. I come to be the leader because I wasn't looking for somebody. Hello.
Come, Pastor. Come on, come on.
Since I'm going to be responsible for the church, which I am, hello somebody, and I can back it up with the word because God gave you the keys to preside over the church. And since I'm going to get the whipping for the church, then I'm going to make sure the church is ran right.
Right.
Hello somebody, I don't care what y'all done in the past, we're going to do it right from this point on, amen? So we're going to have that meeting, we're going to set up, it's time for me to be installed, amen? It's time for me, I've been here long enough, I've already proven myself by now, hello? I came here in May, it's July now, hello somebody. If I ain't proved myself by now, I ain't going to never be able to prove myself. So we're going to have to get together and find a way that we can have the installation. I don't know how we're going to do it, but we'll figure it out, but it's time for me to set up a committee for the installation purpose, amen? So we're going to be doing that, amen? Now, it's time for us to get back to doing communion. Because I know a lot of you miss communion, and so we're going to do it. And so what I've thrown several things around my head that hopefully by the first Sunday, which is next Sunday, isn't it, right? We're going to try to have communion here at the church, okay? Now, I thought about letting y'all pick it up on the way in, but I thought about that. Then I thought about, well, why don't we put it on the table, each individual compartment, because it's in separate containers, and we just set it up one by one in different rows and just let you in an organized way. Hello, somebody, come and get it from the table, and go back to your seats, and while you're getting it, practice social distancing, amen, and take it back to your seat, and then we can have communion safely, amen. How about that, y'all? Y'all ready for communion? So that means that all the deacons, whatever your normal attire is on first Sunday, your black suits, that's normally what we've always done, black suit. Deaconesses will dress out, amen, and we'll have a deaconess at one end of the table, a deaconess right at one end of the table. We'll have some deacons at one end of each one of these tables. We'll separate, and then you will come, and you will individually, we'll have it to where it's not touching nothing. It'll be right here, right here, right here, and it'll be spacing. You'll come in an organized way, amen. And you will receive it, and you will go back to your seat, and we will, at the end of the service, like we always will do, we will observe our communion. Amen. Not only will we do that, but we will be having people that will be listening to us. And so while we're doing that, since we'll be doing telecast, I'll also allow those people who are at their houses to simulate having communion with us. And so I will instruct them at some point to go get a piece of bread or a piece of cracker and some juice or whatever they want to, and they can have communion with us even in their home. Is that all right? That makes sense, y'all? Amen. So we'll be doing that. Okay. I want to let you know that on Friday in my office, I will be marrying a couple in my office on Friday. So you can know that on Friday. You already should have gotten your letter, and I don't want to be antagonistic, but everybody should have already received a letter. Did anybody here that came in didn't receive a letter? And I'm not going to go over this because it's a self-explanatory. Anybody didn't get a letter? But we want you to have this, because this is clearing up everything. If you didn't get a letter, raise your hand. We'll make sure you get one. I ask that you would read it because it's self-explanatory. I'm not going to go through all that again today. It's pretty self-explanatory. Okay? Amen? Now, let me say this real quickly. If you want me to marry you, if you would like for me to do your marriage, here's the condition that I marry people. You have to go at least about 8 weeks, at least at the minimum 6 weeks with me through counseling, because I will not do a wedding here or anywhere without counseling. Okay? Amen. So if you want to get married, you're going to have to sit down with some hours, and we're going to have to counsel with you so that you'll understand the gravity of what you're doing. Amen. So now, if you want to get married, if two people want to get married in the office, I'll marry you in the office. I'll marry out here 2 or 3 people. Okay? But that will be the only exception that we do. We will not have any weddings per se. And a wedding constitutes bridal, women, and men, and all that kind of stuff. So we will be doing it, okay? So that's basically about it. We're doing a great job. We're doing a great job. Let me just say this for the devil want to wreck what we're doing.
Amen. Amen.
The devil want to wreck what we're doing because we're doing so well. And we're going to do greater things. I envision, I don't want to get ahead again, but I know that before I came, there was some anticipation about some dirt breaking, and I heard talk about throwing dirt and all this kind of stuff. We're going to do some things like that. It's possible that we could build it somewhere down the road, a Family Life Center or a new church, whatever. We'll just talk about it. But we got to get everything in order. Amen. You can't climb a mountain if you don't have no mountain gear.
All right. Amen.
So we're going to do some great things. The Lord going to allow us to do some great things because we got great people. But we got to make sure we start on the right foot, okay?
Amen.
So don't be impatient. If we're not moving fast enough, just be patient because it's coming. Amen. We got to get everything lined up and make sure that everything is on the right key. The next thing we will do after we conquer these things, the next thing we're going to do is start having Sunday school again.
Amen.
Amen. And that's coming real soon.
All right.
Now, all that's contingent, and I'm going to stop here. It's all contingent upon us doing what we're told to do.
Amen.
Wearing our masks, keeping our mask on, making sure we sanitize. Amen?
Amen.
Now, one more thing, and I'm going to leave you alone. One of our brothers called me, actually called me and Deacon Haggard, and he was wanting to, one of our brothers who had COVID-19 is wanting, he's gone to the proper procedures. He's been cured, he's been to the doctor, he's got the paperwork, he wants to return back to church. Amen. And worship with us.
Amen.
Now, let me say that because I know when I said that, some folk got skittish, and I had some stuff wrote down. Now, I think everybody has a right to worship God.
Amen.
Okay? Now, I done look real quick, and I'm going to get out of your way. Luke chapter 17 and 14, we know the story of people that had leprosy back in the Bible, right? Y'all remember that? And anybody that had leprosy would declare ceremonially unclean. But when Jesus healed those individuals, hello somebody,
All right.
he told them to go and show themselves to the priest, right? So how does that relate to us in this COVID-19 situation? There are going to be some of us, and eventually, I think eventually all at some point going to get it. If we ain't already had it and got over it. Some of us had it, didn't even know we had it. Hello, somebody. Come on, y'all, don't look at me like that. Go on somewhere. So if a man with leprosy, and leprosy was far more contagious than even COVID-19 is. Amen?
Right.
So the Bible said that when Jesus healed these men, and they had the proper healing, they were supposed to go and show themselves to the priest.
Right.
And when the priest saw that they were completely healed, then he would allow them to participate in society, right?
Amen.
So what am I going? If you come down with COVID-19 and you tested and you got the paperwork showing that you've been healed, amen, and you can prove to us that you've done that, then you have every right to come back and worship with us. Amen. I'm just saying that because I want you to know this, because I don't want you to say, well, the pastor knew this and he didn't tell this to him. But if the man has been made clean and he's got the paperwork and he's willing to show the paperwork that he's been made clean, hello somebody, then he has every right to come back, right?
Amen.
Right? And I'll shake his hand or whatever I need to do, because I got some sanitizer or whatever. Hello somebody, I got a mask on. I'm not that fearful. Hello somebody, because I'm walking among people every day that got it and don't even know they got it. Hello somebody. So I just want to put you on notice. So if somebody happens to test and they come back with the proper credentials, they will be allowed to come back. Now, if that's an issue with you and he's sitting over there and you want to get over that, then get on over that, okay? That's your prerogative. But he or she will be allowed to come back. Amen? Somebody put your hand together. All right. Moving on. I have to take this time to elaborate on that. And then if there's anything that's going on in this church and you want to know about it, please ask us. We'll tell you. We're transparent. There's nothing. We're not hiding anything. That's the problem that we've had in the past. Folk didn't know what was going on. But we won't have that problem in the future, because we're going to let you know what's going on. If you want to know what's in the bank or whatever, we're going to tell you all of that. You want to look at the checkbook and examine it, that's your right, you'll be able to do it, amen?
Amen.
We don't have, I got some great people working in that finance office, and I know they don't have anything to hide, amen? They are doing a great job keeping us afloat. They're doing a good job. And I'm going to just say this about Sister Bell, to some degree, she's cheap.
Very cheap, Pastor.
All right, Pastor.
You're always trying to cut a corner.
Yeah, she
All right, Pastor.
I appreciate her spirit.
Yeah.
Amen.
I appreciate that because we got to take care of this money that the Lord gave us.
Amen.
It's got to last us. Amen.
Amen.
All right. Hopefully I'll get to the point where we won't talk so much in these observations. I'm new here and I just have to get some things straightened out so everybody knows what my position is. I'm going to be fair to everybody.
Amen.
I love all y'all. I don't have no reason to be partial to nobody.
Amen.
There's nothing for me to gain to like Brother Letters and don't like Brother Johnson. I don't have nothing to gain by that.
Amen.
I'm going to love all of it. Amen. I'm going to tell you what's right whether you like it or not. Amen. And then if you get mad at me, just pray for me. Don't talk about me. Pray for me. Amen. Get out on your knees and pray for me.
Amen.
Because when you get mad at me, I'm going to still love you. I'm going to be just like a puppy dog. I'm going to still come and lick you and everything. Amen.
Amen.
We're ready to move on. I don't know about that. We're grateful today. God is good. God is good. That was metaphor. That was a metaphor. I went home. I'm not going to That was a metaphor. What I'm saying, I'm going to shower you with kindness.
Yeah.
Because I'm of the mind, if I be kind to you, I'll win you every time.
Amen.
I ain't going to argue with you, I ain't going to fight with you, I ain't going to fuss with you. I'm just going to love you.
Amen.
Because I found out if I love you, there's no defense you can put up for me loving you. Amen?
Amen.
All right. Are you happy and you know it? Clap your hands.
Amen.
So we're moving on. Wife, stand up today. I know, just stand up. Let us see how pretty you are today.
Amen.
I love that woman. I want y'all to know if I die tomorrow, y'all get up and talk about it. Y'all tell them that I love my wife. Amen?
Amen. Amen.
I love my wife. That's the best friend I got on earth.
Amen.
My second best friend is my mama Wade, so everybody knows that's my second best friend. She was my first best friend, but the Bible said I'm supposed to leave my mother and my father and cleave to my wife. Right? Is that what the book said? I'm trying to say what the book is. All these theologians, is that what the book said?
Amen. Yeah.
First best friend, second best friend.
Right.
And y'all my third best friend.
Right.
How about that? How about that? How about that? All right, we're moving on. Our musician, it's time for our tithe and offering. We're going to get ready to let me say this while you come on, brother, tithe and offering. Let me do this plug for the